And Yitzhak, his father, said to him, "Come near and kiss me, my son." And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his garments, and he baruked him and said, "Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahuah has baruked. And may Yahuah give you the dew of the Shemayim and the dew of Arats, plenty of corn and oil. Let nations serve you, and people bow down to you. Be ruler over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. And may all the Barukah wherewith Yahuah has baruked me, and baruked Abraham my father, be imparted to you, and to your seed forever. Cursed be he that curses you, and baruked be he that barukes you. Amen. Damon, what's up, brother? Dang, you got in here real soon this time. I'm sorry that I'm starting late. My apologies. Last night was very difficult to sleep. People around here are overly zealous with their fireworks, and it was like loud and late. Like, let's set off a quarter stick of dynamite in the horse pasture kind of stuff. Well, Shabbat, Shalom, and it's great to see you, Aki. I'm joyful that you're here at the beginning. I'm just trying to give opportunity for people to get in. And I know that this background image will trigger a lot of people. So, let them be triggered. Baruk Yahuah. We're going to be continuing to go into the book of Yubalym, chapters 26 through 30, which I have chosen the title, Baruked be he that barukes you. And so, it's very, very interesting. We'll cover Yitzhak's Barukah of Yaakov, and how it all came to pass, with a little deception involved, and Christianity being what it is, lawless idolatry. They try to reconcile in their minds why the Most High would favor a lie, but don't understand that Yaakov was always the chosen seed before either one had done anything ta'ub or evil, and that Abraham went to Rebekah and told her to watch over him, and that he was to be the Baruked, and he had already proven himself to be righteous and loyal and faithful and obedient. He didn't take on wives of other nations like his brother Esau did. And so yeah, Baruk Yahuah. Hey honey, Discount Daylight in here. That's my beautiful Asha. Please follow her. She'll be moderating in the chat as well. So just so you guys know, we do not esteem the pagan New Year. This is not the New Year on Yahuwah's Moedim, on Yahuwah's calendar. That actually takes place in the spring. Abib, the green bud. Just like a new year doesn't begin at midnight. I'm sorry, a new day doesn't begin at midnight. A new day begins at sun up. Baruk Yahuah. Thank you, honey. Oh, wow. What are those? Snowflakes or something? Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's a snowflake keychain. Oh, a puffy heart. Thank you. Look at all these gifts. Aw. Thank you, honey. Hallelujah. Aki Damon is in here. He was in here right away. He was waiting because I think last week you got in a little late, didn't you, bro? Hopefully you went back and caught what you missed on the YouTube channel. How is everybody doing out there? Is anybody got anything they want to share in the chat, or any questions, praise reports? You know, Baruk Yahuah. Oh, you have not yet? Okay. Well, it is there, and I did make a playlist, Yubalym, which has all the parts for this series we're doing in the Book of Jubilees. Baruk Yahuah. Hopefully the connection is well and stays well connected. We're fluctuating here between having 3 people and 7 people. Thank you, Damon. Tada, Rabba. Great connection so far. Hallelujah. Baruk Yahuah. Since when? Since when what, Jax? You mean this? We're all one in Yahuwah? Since when? Is that what you're asking? I actually heard somebody make this most stupid comment on Facebook the other day, and they said something about non-Adamic peoples. So the closest thing to that I would say would be Naphalim are partially Adam and partially Malakim, or angels. But all of mankind is of Adam. And all flesh that's on Ha'aretz now is of Nuke, or they call Noah. 8 souls survived the flood, and then of course we actually believe that the demonic spirits that were the giants of old continued on even after the flood, because they became wandering spirits, disembodied spirits, Nephilim, demons. There's no such thing as ghosts or aliens. Those are also wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash. I believe in the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov of the scriptures, which include Chanuk and Yubalym, the Most High, Yahuwah. Hallelujah. This is what happens when someone worships a comic book. That is an ignorant statement. We don't worship a comic book. We worship the creator and sustainer of all things, the creator of heaven and earth, the redeemer. I'm asking when, since we're 3/5 of human and we're never equal to you as per you. Bro, I never said that. I don't agree with that. Yahuwah doesn't agree with that. And that's not scriptural. Okay? But that doesn't mean we deviate from the truth because we want revenge or some kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? So I never met you, and if I did, I would be cool with you. We would get along. Everything would be well. We could walk together. We could raise up our children side by side. I have no problem whatsoever. Okay? But it's not Torah, or what they call Torah, to hold the transgressions of one person or group of people against another person. Each person is responsible for their words, thoughts, and deeds. That's Torah. You cannot punish this person for the crimes of that person. That breaks Torah. That breaks Torah. Like the picture in the background. Are you saying that you like the picture, human being? And thank you for being here. So you believe in Black Yahuah, Revelation 1, 14 through 15. The real Christ. Christ is the name for Krishna. That's a four mighty one. Israel is 3 4 mighty ones in one. That's Isis, Ra, and El. You're talking a lot of unclean words, and you probably don't know, but let me just show you. Okay? Isis, Ra, and El. There is no E in Abrit. When you look in the scriptures, this is Aleph Lamed, which is all, like Abba starts with the Aleph. So you gotta clean up your language. You got a lot of religious crap stuck to the bottom of your shoe. Part of it comes from Judaism and some of it comes from Christianity. Both are false ways. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Please don't spam my chat with modern Hebrew, which is also a Latin word from the 12th century. Okay? If you cannot communicate as we are doing here, then you can depart. Yahuwah did not give us modern, and he did not give us vowel points. Lying scribes gave us those things, and it has created much confusion. Baruch Yahuwah. I knew that this would trigger some people. I never said I was going to block you. Okay? But I just recently uploaded a video onto this channel and the backup channel on this very topic, okay, of that has to do with debunking all the racist nonsense that goes on in making judgments about the kingdom of Elohim based on flesh. Okay? No flesh will inherit the kingdom of Elohim. Do you not know in the Torah it says that the sojourner who dwells among you, you treat them as Yashar'Al, and when they bear children, their children are as the native born? Yes, I have a backup account. That is Qadashayam of Yasharal 2. You could check that up. So it's not just a book, don't be foolish. These things are written on sapphire stones in the Shemayim. Sapphire, like the firmament, the dome that's above your head. You're welcome, it's my honor. Is the Holy spirit male or female? So Holy is a nod to Cholika. It is a demon. You could go look it up. Okay? And the clean word for spirit is Ruach. So the Ruach of Yahuwah is Yahuwah, a mighty man of war. Baruk Yahuwah. I actually just did a video too on the spirit of wisdom, the Ruach Ha'Qadash. You could go look that up. My YouTube channel, the link is in the bio. That's where a lot of these videos can be found. If you really want to seek truth, you really want to get into these things. Everybody needs to stop listening to the official, to the 501c3 religious institutions. I'm just telling you, these people are known liars. Hey AJ, praise Ahaya, praise Yahuah, Rumamu Yahusha, Baruk Yahuwah. Cave pictures. Well, you are sorry because the creation itself proves the existence of a creator. Because these things don't just randomly happen. Okay? Sophisticated and advanced eyes that can focus in and out, skin that can heal, lungs that can exchange oxygen that pumps through the blood to fuel the entire system is not a random cosmic accident. That is foolish. Indeed. Baruch Yahuwah. Evolution made all that happen. Evolution is probably best referred to as evolution, and it's false. Why would you trust any of these so-called experts who literally been lying to us for thousands of years, bro? Hey, that's just the height of ignorance, right? Proof of Ahaya. Ahaya achar achaya. I am that I am. Yah-u-ah. Yah, I am, is creator, adds breath. Yahusha, I am your deliverer, because he is one. Behold, Yashar'Al. Yahuah or Alacham is Echad, one. And no, I'm not a Jew. And no, I'm not a Christian. And I'll tell you that they both have very much lies. Very much lies. Read Proverbs chapter 1 and 7. You'll be surprised. If you think that she's going to be surprised that the Ruach of Yahuah is a female by reading that, you will be very surprised that she will not be deceived by such a thing. Because what you have is a compare and contrast between wisdom and foolishness. A wise woman and a foolish woman. Right? The wise woman guards the commandments. She fears Yahuah. The foolish woman disregards all the commandments. Right? She's in love with herself. Okay? It's really that simple. Just like earlier we were in Mitiyahu and we were reading about the 10 virgins. 5 are wise, meaning they guard the commandments and fear Yahuah. And 5 are foolish. You can know which ones made it into everlasting life and which ones did not. Much ahaba to you as well. Yes, praise Yahuah. Joyful to see you here. Hope to see you more. If you must depart, go in Shalom. Hallelujah. So there's maybe more people who are triggered, and that's fine. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I did a video on the YouTube channel not too long ago. If any of you know any elders in Yashar'Al, those who you consider to be learned and wise on the language, the tongue, Abrit, not Hebrew. Okay, again, Hebrew is a Latin name from the 12th century. You can check the etymology and look it up yourself. There's some words, right? Shofar, Noah, Torah. But if you look at the letters, there is no O sound. Where does it come from? Those who say that they are Yashar'Al and do lie. Lying scribes. We need to stop listening to them. Okay? Baruk Yahuah. The Father's restoring to us a pure language, a clean tongue. Right? You'd be surprised to learn that the name for Noah is written Nun Chet. That's it. N. It's like knock. Like knock. There is no Noah in there. Right? Torah. The letters are Thura. There's a Ua like Yahuah, but there's no O. See, they do these things with vowel points. That's how they change pronunciations of words, and then they can write new definitions in the Strong's Concordance, because the Strong's Concordance is not infallible. Hey Q, Shalom, welcome. Thank you for your question. You can go to my YouTube channel, Qadashayam of Yasharal, and you can look for the playlist. That's Clean Lips or Pure Lips. There's 2 videos, Clean Lips 1 and Clean Lips 2, that talk a lot about the Abrit, about the letters. Basically, I will show you. Let me flip my camera around. And thank you guys for your patience. I do plan on getting into a study as well. We just haven't got there yet. Sorry, I'm having some issues with changing my background. I do apologize. I am trying. Okay, here. So let me zoom in. Alright, so you guys can see here, these are the original pictographs. that someone was mockingly calling cave drawings in their ignorance. Okay? This was original. Then we had the Paleo, which was the gateway to the modern, where they introduced the vowel points and changed all these things. So when I transliterate the words, I look at what the modern is in the Strong's Concordance, or the Paleo from the caves of Qumran, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and go back to the original Pictos, where we have these pronunciations: a, ba, ga, da, ha, ua, za, cha, ta. Okay? Ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, a, pa, ts, ka, ra, sha, tha. So they want to mock us and make fun of us, I know, because they go, oh, that's caveman talk. Listen to you. You just speak caveman. They're mockers, family. Okay, that's how the original tongue would sound like. Right? That's why I say Ahaya, Abba, Yahuah, Baruked, right? Shalum, because that is the clean tongue. All the other languages of creation came from these letters. They twisted and perverted what Yahuwah gave. Yahuwah wrote with his own finger those 22 letters on stone tablets and gave them to Masha at Mount Sinai. But we read in other scriptures that they tried to take away from us, that these things are written on sapphire stones in the Shemayim, which is the heavens. Heavenly tablets, Baruk Yahuah. Just like his feasts, they're written and ordained on heavenly tablets forever. So we guard his feasts. We keep his feasts. I have a calendar. I email it out to anyone who asks me. It has 364 days only, perpetually, in all your generations. 52 weeks exactly. The seventh day never moves or changes from the day of creation. It has consistently always been in the same place. Only the pagans have altered their calendars multiple times. Okay? There are a lot of words that they wrote into our Babels to make us speak names of devils, where Yahuwah says, you shall not have the names of four mighty ones upon your lips. So as we learn these things, we instruct you and others, and we need to share it. I need you to go to the YouTube channel. I need you to get into these videos, and I need you to share them with our brothers and sisters, because now is the time that we're all being called out of this world completely, to cast off all their cords from us, all their high places, all their Asherah poles, the obelisks, all the rest of it. Okay, it's all fallen angel worship. Yeah? So we talk about all these things. My email address is in the description of every video. You can email anytime you want. Any questions, any praise reports, any prayer requests. Say, hey man, shoot me a copy of that calendar. I want to check it out. You want to see the calendar? I'm going to show you right now. Baruk Yahuah. Let's go. Let's go. I am going to get into some scriptures, Abba willing, but let me show you guys some things real quick. Okay, and I do apologize because I can see that my orientation is not super well for the height and everything. So this is the first month that you're looking at, which is actually called Abib. This is the only month that has a name, okay? And when I did the colors, you'll see right here also I have the name of the 12 tribes of Yashar'Al, because there are 12 gates in the New Jerusalem, right? 144,000, 12,000 from each of the tribes, Baruk Yahuah. So that's the first month. I also want you to see that the blue section right down here is the Shabbat day. That is the seventh day that I told you has never rested. The enemy has tried to hide it from us right in the middle of their so-called week. They want everybody to fight about Saturday and Sunday, while meanwhile both of those are false. This is the Pesach that they call Passover. It is an evening feast, immediately followed by what they call unleavened bread, which is really just actually the Pesach. This entire feast is the Pesach. The new moon or full moon in the first month, fourth month, seventh month, and 10th month represents a new season, the head of a new season. That's what the moon is for, family. She's for seasons, and you already know this scripture. You have heard this before. Email me and you shall have the calendar. Indeed, Baruk Yahuah. Today is the 7th day, memorialized. Like I said, it has never moved. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? You see the Feast of Shabuot right here. It's in the 3rd month. That is the anniversary of our wedding to the Most High, Yahuwah. He is the husband and we are the bride, Baruk Yahuah. Okay? So this is what the calendar looks like, you guys. And like I said, I don't charge any money for it. No way. Everything is freely given. Okay? This is Yom Kippur, which is the evening of the 9th day to the evening of the 10th day. This is a great proof that a day begins when the sun rises and ends when the sun goes down. This is the Feast of Saku. 7 days you shall dwell in booths, Baruk Yahuah. Okay, so you guys are seeing, I've already begun to work on the next one. Currently right now, they're saying it's the 1st of the year, but we're in the 10th month. Okay, this was the beginning of winter up here. And let me just stand up for a second to try to look. I might need to get my glasses on to see that. I don't know exactly what day we're in on Yahuwah's Moedim right now. But it is... here it is. Right here. Okay? So that is 7/14/21, the 21st day of the 10th month. Okay, before it gets to a new year, we got to finish all of this. Week and a half more of the 10th month. Then all of the 11th month. And then all of the 12th month. And then we'll be beginning a new year. And I've already started working on filling in all the pagan dates for that. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? I was gonna hold off on saving the video, but honestly, you guys, like, this has been going well. I'm gonna save all of this, I think. Does it fall on the same day every week? It falls on the same day every week, because even the pagan week has 7 days. There was a time when it didn't. They've changed it so many times, so I will tell you that it's going to continue to be on the pagan day Wednesday until the pagans change their calendar again. Yahuwah never changes his. That's the beautiful thing when I was showing you the calendar. Pasach is the evening of the 14th on the 1st month, always, forever, perpetually, in all your generations. It never changes. Okay? The only high days that move around are the heads of new seasons. They move around because the moon cycle is 29.5 days, and she varies. Her cycle varies a little bit. Okay, but she's a sign in the Shemayim that the next day is the beginning of a new season, and that is what is called New Moon Day in Scripture. That's why in the Scripture it says that you must guard the 7th day, the Shabbat, keep it Kadash. Kadash, because we don't say Holy, because that's the name of a demon, y'all. That's Holika. Okay? Kadash. Fixed feast days. You know why they're called fixed feast days? Because they don't move. Saku don't move. Pasach don't move. Shabuot don't move. Okay? And then it says your new moons. Those are 4 times a year. The 4 seasonal new moons. I have a playlist on the YouTube channel called Calendar. You can go check it out. There's probably like 35 videos on there now, constantly, about this. Going from Genesis chapter 1, Jubilees chapter 6, Book of Chanuk 72, dang. And then the new moon days, which I have over here on my little desk. I should count them sometime. There's probably like 30 different places in the canonized scripture where it talks about these new moons. And I don't hear nobody teaching this. I don't see nobody guarding these. We are to guard them. Okay? It's not just the 7th day and just the feasts. And we don't follow the feasts like the people in the land say. We don't go to them and be like, oh, these are the experts. What do they say we're supposed to do? Because I used to be a Christian, but I don't believe in that anymore. So now I know I got to guard the feast. Let me see what they say. Bro, don't listen to them. You don't want to listen to them. You're just stepping out of one trap and falling right into another trap. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Don't listen to HI either. What's HI? What's HI? I just wanted to see if there were any questions or anything that I missed. Sweetheart, please let me know. Thank you. Tada Rabba Sadil, I appreciate that. And I'm joyful that you're here. Baruk Yahuah. Yeshayahu 66:23 speaks of the new moon and the Shabbat day. Yeah, like I said, go look. I got new moon / winter day. I got new moon days. I got I don't even know all the names. There's so many videos on the calendar, and I have been crying out for someone who has wisdom and understanding to come reason with me through these things. And it's been crickets. People don't listen. People can't endure sound doctrine. They can't sit and listen. They need to be constantly entertained and amused and stimulated, and it's like crazy. My content, the videos, they're long. 2 hours, 3 hours, going all through the scripts. Please turn off anything you watch on that dang television and start watching some of these videos and let me know what you think. You've been researching the same. Hallelujah. I'm so grateful that the Father brought us together. The name of the YouTube channel is, as the top up here, Qadashayam of Yasharal. Qadashayam would be like Yahuwah saying, my righteous peoples. That's his bride, y'all. Okay? The lost sheep of Yashar'Al. And all of Yashar'Al, Yehuda, Shamyan, Naphtali, all of us, scattered all over creation. Okay? We're Mishpakah. It's a peculiar people because they guard the commandments. We esteem him, we love him, we fear him. That's the beginning of wisdom, right? Baruk Yahuah. Yeah, my email is in my bio. The link tree is there. The YouTube channel, there's a backup channel on here in case they take us down. I usually upload all these lives onto the YouTube as well. There's, I don't know. You guys, I'm sorry, I don't know. The 400 and something videos probably you could go check out. You know what I mean? And you're going to see it's different because I don't see it like this, right? And I'm looking for my brothers and sisters who want to sojourn together with me, right? So we can work these things out. And this is already, let's see, 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 through 20, 21 through 25. So this is the 6th part of the Yubalym series, which a Yubalym, it's not Jubilees. Okay, it's Yubalym, and it means ram's horn. Okay, like the shupar. It's not a shofar. There's no. It's a shupar. Okay, that's a transliteration of it in the actual clean tongue, not this Yiddish stuff. We don't do that. But you can go by the adoption. Yes, you can be adopted by Amunah. The reason why I say Amunah, Fat Slim, with all due respect, is because I try not to speak the names of any four mighty ones. And there is a goddess that is associated with fide, or faith. Okay? It's the same thing with the graces, 3 sisters, or gloria. Glory. We don't say glory. Okay? We can say esteem. Right? We have clean words that we can use. Been studying the language, Baruk Yahuah. That's what I spend a lot of my time trying to look into. You will probably really appreciate Clean Lips 1 and Clean Lips 2, and there's a whole playlist associated with Clean Lips, okay? Because it's an abomination what they did, putting names of demons all throughout the KJVs and the ESVs and all these things, and also speaking curses. Like, a lot of people don't know that the word BLESS actually means to sprinkle swine's blood on a pagan altar. And here we are thinking that we're speaking something loving to people and we're cursing them and we don't know it. And we're downtrodden and oppressed and we have this tyrannical rulers over us. Well, because we keep speaking curses on, right? We're breaking commandments. You shall not have the names of foreign mighty ones upon your lips. And people keep saying him as God. That's the Babylonian deity of fortune. He doesn't appreciate it when we call him by the name of demons, okay? Like, for real, think about it. Would you? If you are a loving, jealous husband who laid down everything for your bride, are you going to appreciate it when they go and give thanks for what you've provided? If I earn a wage to buy meat and bring it home to my Shah, my beautiful wife, and she cooks it and prepares it, and then she says thank you to my enemy for it, I'm going to be pretty upset. And rightfully so. Shalom, sis. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just like I recently said in a video that I just did, this is what they tell us the name of the bride is. Okay? The bride of Yahuah. They say that it's that. Isis, Ra, and El. What blasphemy to call the wife of Yahuah by the name of 3 foreign mighty ones. Okay, let me show you what it actually is, family. Okay, let me get myself out of the way. Apologize, I'm working with this technology. So this is the letters. They read from right to left. A Yod, a Shin, a Rosh, an Aleph, and a Lamed. Maybe I need to be here because I'm trying to point and y'all can't see me. Okay? Yod, Shin, Rosh, Aleph, Lamed. This is the name of us, the bride of Yahuah, Yashar'Al. Right? The capital letters here represent the Abrit letters, and the little lowercase letters, the sounds for the transliteration of it. Okay? Yashar'Al. When people say in their pride and their arrogance that they are Israel, then this is what they're saying they are. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? That's not true. That's not true. That's impossible. Bro, let me tell you something. There is no E at all in the pictographs, in the original letters. At all. It doesn't exist. And there is no I. There's no J. There's no V. There's no W. They lied to you. They're liars. That's what they do. They're of their father. It's just not hard, you guys. We need to come out of every false way, like for real, okay? Okay, Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. All right, listen. Angelos, I can prove it to you. You want me to prove it to you? Go look up the etymology of Hebrew. This one's awesome. You're going to see it is a Latin word from the 12th century only. And what is Latin? Oh, that's the Romance language. R-O-M-A-N-C-E. Rome. You think that we let Rome name us? By no means. In the scripture, it says that we are Abrim, crossed over peoples, like Abraham. That's Aleph, Bat, Resh, Yod, Mem. And guess what language we speak? Abrith, Aleph, Bet, Resh, Yod, Taub. Abrith, Abrim, of Abraham. That's facts. That's facts, bro. You wrote a word here. Jehovah. There's no J. There's no E. There's no V. It's crazy. All I do is worship Yahuah. And I'm not, those names are false. Yahweh, Yahovah. Those are not the name of the Most High. His name is Yod-He-Uah-He. Yahuah. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Alright, and there's going to be those who protest and do what they do. But anyone who really seeks this out, go to the channel, watch the videos, email me, ask me. Okay, I will be more than joyful to share these pearls with those who appreciate it. But those who want to trample it underfoot, I won't continue to cast pearls before swine. You know? I mean, it's sad. This one, like I said, we can go to Isaiah 65:11. We can look. Yashar'Al was making drink offerings and food offerings to two demons, God and money. Literally. What's on your dollar bill? Freaking don't even know it. It's a Babylonian deity of fortune and fame. Fortune and fame. Sound familiar? You know what I mean? Alright. I'm supposed to get into some new scripts. And I'm going to do that. Okay? But this is for those who've been seeking. And the Father brought you here for such a time as this. And I say welcome. Shalom. Ahaba and Barukah in Yahuah, okay? Mishpakah. That's what I got. That's what I got. So we're going to get into this. This is entitled Baruked be he that Baruks you. Or what they say, BLESS. I already told you. Go look at the etymology. Anyone who doesn't believe what I'm saying, just go type in BLESS etymology and read it. It's going to say swine's blood pagan altar. Boom. That's curse. Right? That's curse. I can tell you what meat sacrificed to idols is. I can tell you what Melchizedek really means. I can tell you the cross is from Babylon. Okay? The Messiah laid his life down on a tree, on a stake. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? That's the truth. We don't do all the religious lies and all that up in here. No, sir. We don't play any of that. No pagan feast days, trying to get rid of all these unclean lips, speaking all these names of devils. The real order of what they call Melchizedek is Malak Tzedek. Malak means king in Abrith. Tzedek means righteous in Abrith. He is the king of righteousness. Baruk Yahuah. It says in Abrim chapter 7 that he is without beginning, without ending, without mother, without father. That is Yah. Yahuah is Yahusha. He came in the flesh. He willingly laid down his life in the flesh to cancel out the certificate of divorcement so that he could remarry. That's why it's a renewed covenant. Baruk Atah. So he could remarry the lost sheep of Yashar'Al. Those who were once afar off are being brought back in. Those who are blind can now see. Those who can't hear, who were deaf, can now hear. That's why it's a basurah, great news. Because the ones who were cast out are being brought back in. Okay? And all of Yashar'Al is being united again into one mighty stick in Yahuwah's hand. Okay? Ephraim and Yehudah, one again. Halal Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Alright? I'm getting a lot of affirmations from you guys, and Father Baruk you, I appreciate it, okay? Trust me, I got a lot of people coming at me, a lot of people hating on me, and sometimes I feel like I'm a voice crying out in the wilderness, and I'm like, where are my siblings? Where's my family? We are sick and tired of this world, Aman. We're sick and tired of the liars, the serpents, the snakes, the tyrants, all that oppressing us in every way, polluting everything, air, water, food, everything. Wanting to defile these temples, these very temples that house the Ruach of Yahuwah, they want to defile them. No. No. Right? Yahuwah rebuke them. Yahuwah's vengeance be upon them. Baruk Yahuwah. Alright? So, and I'm joyful that you found us also, Christopher, Shalom, and welcome in everyone. It must be such a time as this because you usually don't have this many people in here. And so thank you guys. Like I said, check out the YouTube channel. It's loaded. Hundreds of videos are on there. Okay? And if you really want to chew on the meat, right? Not the sugar-coated, ear-tickling stuff, the real substance of what's going on. Please, right? Well, I have a playlist on Trump, actually, so thank you for asking. If you want to know what I think about Trump, it's don't trust him. Don't put your amunah in any man, for one. But he's been raised up for such a time as this as well, because I believe he is their golden dawn, the fulfillment of the ushering in of this new age. He's playing a role like an anti-Mashiach role, okay? For real, and has most people deceived, severely deceived. Yeah, it's been a lonely, well, I've been lonely with you too, and so welcome, and I'm joyful that you're here. I'm seeing a lot of you guys right now that I have not seen before, so I am very thankful. No, I wouldn't say anointed like Cyrus. You see, the thing is, when it comes to kings, all kings are subject to Yahuwah because he's sovereign over all things. But Yashar'Al is the only nation that ever had any Qadash kings at all. And there weren't all Qadash. There was only a few. Okay? Please do not be deceived. Go watch the playlist on Trump and see for yourself, because he says it when he says the little poetry about the snake. You knew he was a snake before you let him in. And when you go and vote, you're yoking yourself. You're swearing allegiance to that spirit that is behind him, that is at work through him. Okay? The first time was one thing, but now when he comes back into power now, at the inauguration, which is the beginning of the sorcery. Go watch my videos. I'll break it down in the language, what those words really mean. Okay? The truth will come out, and it will shock. It's going to shock the world. You've been trying to say it too? Baruk Yahuah, Hallelujah Yahuwah. Look at that. Cursed is the man who makes man his strength. That's right. Our strength is in Yahuwah. The Ruach of Yahuwah. Baruk Yahuwah. Thank you, Father. Get natural cleaner to decontaminate everyone's temple. Yeah, you should definitely be detoxing. I agree. Oh, you speaking about Israel. See, there you go again with that Israel stuff. Isis, Ra, and El. It's a brainwashing thing, bro. Deuteronomy 28 explains what happens to Yashar'Al when she walks in disobedience, and it explains what happens to Yashar'Al when she walks in obedience. Okay? And let us not be angry at the rod of Yahuwah, but let us stop and examine ourselves and say, what have I sown? What have my forefathers sown that has caused me to reap this persecution, this torment, this trial? And learn from our mistakes, because we must submit ourselves to the will of Yahuwah, to obey his commandments. Okay? And trust in his Hamashiach, Yahusha. Bahasham al kal shamut, Yahusha Hamashiach. Right? Alright. Hallelujah Yahuwah. Make no mistake, you guys. The seed, the remnant, has been scattered abroad throughout all creation. Yashar'Al was not supposed to marry into other nations, but she did. The northern tribes got a certificate of divorcement, even though the southern tribes were twice the harlot of their sister. Twice! Okay? What happened? What happened when Pontius Pilate was saying of Yahusha, I find nothing in him, I wash my hands of this whole thing. And they said, oh, let his blood be upon us and our children. Who was that? Yahudim? Yeah, I practice Thurah, because there actually is, it's not just a T, it's a TH, and it's not a O, it's a Ua. Thurah. Okay? I'm not sure why they try to make us say words like that, but they do. All right. That's activity in the chat. I'm sorry if I'm missing things, but my Shah's in there and she can see. Look at that. You see that hateful thing? You Esau, right? I get this stuff all the time. People don't want me to share the truth of the Most High Yah because they judge me by the flesh. They've never walked with me. They don't know me, the Ruach, how I lead my family, how we guard the commandments, the feast that we observe. They don't know nothing about it. You cannot make a righteous judgment in the flesh, and no flesh can be delivered by the works of the law. Yahusha said that who is my brother, who is my mother, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and my sister and my mother. And that's how I would know you, Mishpachah. I don't care what you look like on the outside. I care what you look like on the inside. What spirit drives you? How do you handle pressure? How do you handle persecution? How do you advise your brother when he is struggling with his Asha or his child? How do you comfort your sisters? How do you comfort the sisters? How do you lead them and instruct them how to be a wife, how to be a mother? You see what I'm saying? I'm not bringing anything but truth. Stick around and listen and see for yourself. When you find an error, then you call it out specifically, and you don't judge people by the way they look. You judge them by their fruits. Okay? Period. Right? My Shah had to mute you. I once was lost, but I am found, Baruk Yahuah. You know what I mean? You see the hate that these people have in their hearts. Am I a chosen one? Yes, I am chosen. Of course, the Father has made me new and alive in Him. I read from the Safar, but I don't say that it's infallible or nothing like that. Every single one of these publications have issues, right? But when I read through it, I replace the unclean words with the clean words that the Father showed me. Once I know better, I seek to do better and teach others the same. Right? No, it is true that I once was lost, for sure. Yeah, that old man is actually unalived, right? No longer here. I didn't say color doesn't matter. I said that your color is not a free ticket into the kingdom of Elohim. And also, you have no way of knowing who my father's father was. Okay? When Yahuwah told me that I'm a son of Shamian, I believe him. Okay? And if you want to judge people by externals, then that's on you. That's on you, bro. I'm not doing that, man. It says we're known by our fruits. Okay? So bear fruit meet for repentance. Let's see some fruit of the Ruach, the sevenfold Ruach of Yahuwah, a mighty man of war. Baruk Yahuah. The two witnesses are the northern and southern kingdoms. Okay? And they're going to be one again. The promise that we're going to read about here is to Yatzak, or from Yatzak to Yaakov. Yaakov had 12 sons. Okay, we know that Dan is out, but we know there's 12 gates in the New Jerusalem. This ain't just all about Yehuda. Okay? The 12 tribes that were given a certificate of divorcement are going to be married again to Yahuwah. That's what the wedding supper of the Lamb at the end is all about. That's why it's great news. That's why it's great news, you guys. Okay? Get understanding. The word they use for nations, go look at it. Gui. Okay? It's used to describe Yashar'Al as well. I said you can still go by the adoption. Who are you talking to? I already agreed with you about that probably 20 minutes ago. I have no idea who you're talking to, but okay. Okay, I think you mean in. In my dream, you looked very real. And so, hope you know that that word that you just wrote that right there is unclean. That has to do with worshiping dead people, unalived people. Okay, watch them kill my numbers because I accidentally said that, but that's scripture. Okay? Use this instead. Qadashayam. Qadashim, they say in the Yiddish. Alright, Baruk Yahuah. So I am an old man, don't mind the spectacles, but I'm going to be reading some scriptures. I need to have these on. And thank you, honey, for trying to help keep things under control in the chat there when I'm going on my rant. Alright, so we're going to be in the book of Yubalym. It's the plural of ram's horn. That's what it means. In here we get dates, hard dates from the day of creation, different things happening, and it tells us what Yubalym it was in, what week it was in, and what year it was in. Those all represent things of math. The Yubalym is 49 years, okay, plus the one. That 50th year is the Yubalym year. That's why Pentecost is 49 plus 1. They call it Pentecost, but it's really Shabuot. But anyway, for understanding, it's 50, okay? A week in here is 7 years, okay? It says that he dwelt with them 2 weeks of years. That's 14 years, okay? Like to get his wife. Sorry, sometimes my Yahusha has to help me out with different names and things because I am still weak. I am still weak in my flesh, okay? Who was it that went and dwelt and cared for the herds so that he could get the wife, and then he got the older wife, and then he had to stay another 14 years, or another 7 years to get the other one? Aren't we in between two Shemitah? That's hardcore. Yaakov, he got Leah. Okay, you see my Yahusha's giving me that help that I need. Okay, so a week is 7 years. So it might say that it was the 42nd Yubalym in the first week in the third year, and you just add it all up and you know how far you are from creation. This is a calendar book. Yubalym is our calendar, our ancestry, our family tree, our heritage, our lineage, all that, okay? So let me go ahead and get going here. And in the 7th year of this week, Yatzak called Esau, his elder son, and said unto him, I am old, my son, and behold, my eyes are dim in seeing, and I know not the day of my unaliving. And now take your hunting weapons and your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt and catch me venison, my son, and make me savory meat, such as my soul loves, and bring it to me that I may eat, and that my soul may Baruk you before I expire. Okay? But Rivkah heard Yatzak speaking to Esau, and Esau went forth early to the field to hunt and catch and bring home to his father. And Rivkah called Yaakov, her son, and said unto him, Behold, I heard Yatzak, your father, speaking to Esau, your brother, saying, Hunt for me and make me savory meat, and bring it to me that I may eat and Baruk you before Yahuah before I die. And now, my son, obey my voice in that which I command you. Go to your flock and fetch me 2 taub, young goats, okay, choice, without spot, blemish, right? And I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loves, and you shall bring it to your father that he may eat and Baruk you before Yahuah, before he expires, and that you may be Baruked. Okay? So an important thing that I want to give a little bit of backstory. Abraham went to Rivkah and said that I know that you love Yaakov as I do. However, Yatzak loves Esau, and he wanted her to watch over Yaakov because he was the one to receive the Barukah, to be the Baruked seed of Yahuah. Okay? And so when Christians think that, oh, this is just like, why would the Father give favor to them for a lie or whatever? It's his will that happened. That's the Father, Yahuwah's will, that Yaakov be Baruked. Okay? So just make sure you understand. He brings these things to pass. This translation is from the Safar. Bro, I hope you don't think you are... I'm not Israelite. I've been saying it so many times. Isis, Ra, and El. Go play with your demons. Your demons ain't gonna like me very much at all, because I'm Yashar'Al. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? And Yaakov said to Rivkah his mother, Mother, I shall not withhold anything which my father would eat, and which would please him, only I fear, my mother, that he will recognize my voice and wish to touch me. And you know that I am smooth, and Esau my brother is hairy, and I shall appear before his eyes as an evildoer, and shall do a deed which he had not commanded me, and he will be wroth with me. And I shall bring upon myself a curse and not a Barukah. And Rivkah his mother said unto him, Upon me be your curse, my son, only obey my voice. And Jacob obeyed the voice of Rivkah his mother, and went and fetched 2 young Taub goats, and brought them to his mother, and his mother made them the savory meat, such as Yitzhak loves. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. And Rivkah took the Taub raiment, or his garments, of Esau, the older son, who was with her in her house, and she clothed Yaakov her younger son with them. And she put the skins of the goats upon his hands and on the exposed parts around his neck, like a collar, like a sleeve and a collar. And she gave the meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And Jacob went in to his father and said, I am your son. I have done according as you have bade me. Arise, sit, and eat that which I have caught, father, that your soul may Baruk me. Okay, hallelujah. And Yitzhak said to his son, How have you found them so quickly, my son? And Yaakov said, Because Yahuwah caused me to find them. And Yitzhak said unto him, Come near, that I may feel you, my son, if you are my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near to Yitzhak his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not. Listen to this, is very important. He discerned him not, because it was a dispensation from heaven to remove his power of perception. And Yitzhak discerned not, for his hands were hairy as his brother Esau, so that he Baruked him. Yahuwah's will was that Yitzhak would Baruk Jacob. He caused Yitzhak to not even be able to perceive well what was happening. Okay? Understand this. Yahuwah is sovereign in all things, you guys. Completely in control. Completely. Even those things that they mean it for evil, he uses it for a Baruk for who? His Qadashayam. His righteous peoples. Hallelujah. Okay? And he said, Are you my son Esau? And he said, I am your son. And he said, Bring near to me that I may eat of that which you have caught, my son, that my soul may Baruk you. And he brought near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And Yitzhak his father said, Come near, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and he kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, the clothing, the garments. And he Baruk him, and said, Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which Yahuwah has Baruked. And may Yahuwah give you the dew of the Shemayim, and the dew of Ha'aratz, the earth, plenty of grain and oil. Let nations serve you, and people bow down to you. But be prevalent over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. And may all the Barukah wherewith Yahuwah has Baruked me be, and Abraham my father, be imparted unto you, and to your seed, the 12 sons of Yashar'Al, forever. Cursed be he that curses you, and Baruked be he that Baruks you. There it is. Okay? So he gave the Barukah. The elder father passes it on to the righteous son, right? And it came to pass, as soon as Yitzhak had made an end of the Barukah, his son Jacob gone forth from Yitzhak his father, he hid himself, and Esau his brother came in from the hunt. And he also made the savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said, Father, let my father arise and eat my venison, that your soul may Baruk me. And Yitzhak his father said, Who are you? And he said, I am your firstborn, your son Esau. I have done as you have commanded me. And Yitzhak was very greatly astonished, and said, Who is he then who hunted and caught and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before you came, and have Baruked him. And he shall be Baruked, and his seed shall be Baruked forever. Right? And it came to pass, when Esau heard the words of his father Yitzhak,
that he cried with an exceeding great and bitter cry. And he said unto his father, Baruch me also then, my father. And he said, your brother came with guile, and has taken away your Barukah. And he said, now I know why his name is Yaakov, because he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my Barukah. And he said, have you not then reserved a Baruk for me, father? And Yitzhak answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him prevalent over you, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. With plenty of grain and wine and oil have I strengthened him. And what now shall I do for you, my son? And Esau said to Yitzhak his father, have you but one Baruk, O father? Baruch me, even me also, father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Yitzhak answered and said, behold, far from the dew of the earth shall be your dwelling, and far from the dew of heaven from above. And by your sword will you live, and you will serve your brother. And it shall come to pass when you become great, and do shake his yoke from off your neck, you shall transgress the transgression that leads to death, unaliving, right? Remember in the Brit Hadashah somewhere it says there is a transgression that leads unto death. I don't say that you should pardon that, right? Does this sound familiar? And then what happens? Your seed shall be rooted out from under the Shemayim. Okay? So the renewed heaven, the renewed earth, the new Jerusalem, these remnants, these seeds, these wicked ones are to be removed. Just like the Canaanites. Like when Rivkah was going to Yaakov and saying, do not marry one of the daughters of Canaan like your brother has done. Their seed is going to be rooted out of the land. Right? And Yaakov is like, oh, I forgot what he said now, 36 years old and have never been with a woman, and I have no intention of going to any of those. I want to go to your brother, what's his name? Laban? Is it Laban? And marry one of his daughters. Go back and watch the previous ones too if you haven't seen them. Yeah, Laban, thank you, sweetheart. Mwah, love you. Laban, that's right, family. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? Esau kept threatening Yaakov because of the Barukah, wherewith his father baruked him, and he said in his heart, may the days of my weeping for my father come, so that I may slay my brother Yaakov. This is like Cain and Abel stuff right here, family. You guys know they got the same mother and the same father, right? Obviously, people trip. People tripping. You don't realize that Esau and Jacob have the same mother and the same father? Dang, bro. Get understanding for real. Chapter 27. And the words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rivkah in a dream. See? Yahuwah made it known what he was plotting and planning against his own brother, right? And Rivkah sent and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said to him, behold, Esau, your brother, will take vengeance on you, so as to unalive you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise and flee to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until your brother's anger is passed away, and he removes his anger from you and forgets all that you have done. Then I will send and fetch for you at that time or thence. And Yaakov said, I am not afraid. If he wishes to unalive me, I'll unalive him. But she said, let me not have to bear both of my sons expiring in one day. Baruk Yahuah. They are twins. That's right, baby. Unlike Cain and Abel that some people tried to say, but when we went back and read the first 5, go to episode 1, the first 5 chapters, there is a substantial period of time between each of them being born, Cain and Abel. And also, from the time that they were out of the garden from the serpent, over 7 years passed before she even became pregnant. Okay, the serpent is not the father. Okay, Adam is the father. Adam is the father. Okay. Baruk Yahuah. But she said unto him, let me not bereave both of my sons in one day. And Jacob said to Rivkah his mother, behold, you know that my father has become old and does not see, because his eyes are now dull. And if I leave him, it will be evil in his eyes, because I leave him and go away from you, and my father will be angry and will curse me. And I will not go when he sends, I will go when he sends me, and only then. Okay, Baruk Yahuah. And Rivkah said to Jacob, I will go then and speak to him, and he will send you away. And Rivkah went and said to Yitzhak, I loathe my life because of the 2 daughters of Chet, whom Esau has taken him as wives. Okay? And if Jacob is to take a woman from among the daughters of the land such as these, for what purpose then shall I continue to live? For the daughters of Canaan are evil. And Yitzhak called Jacob and Baruk him and admonished him and said unto him, do not take a woman from any of the daughters of Canaan. Arise and go to Aram Naharim, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take you a woman from thence of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. And all Shaddai Baruch you, increase and multiply you, that you may become a company of nations, indeed, 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 and give you the Barukah of my father Abraham to you and to your seed after you, that you may inherit the land of your sojourning, and all the land which Elohim gave Abraham. Go, my son, in Shalom. Just saying, I'm not a racist. I love all and won't guilt any. Baruk Yahuah. Judge everybody by their fruits, by their behaviors, by their intentions, by their actions, by the things that you can test by Torah. Okay? That's what we do. Baruk Yahuah. And make sure that you understand that the stranger who sojourns among you is as Yashar'Al, and their seed is as the native born. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. I recently uploaded a video that's on here, and it's also on the TikTok or the YouTube, about this very thing. Okay? Because it is a problem. It is a huge problem. But remember, there's jealousy and vexation between the 2 tribes, or the north and the south still. Okay? And we're trying to work through that. The Father removes it, then we can really come together. But make no mistake, like Maya Shah is saying, you can look at the papacy, Putin, whatever. All the Luciferian agenda, they want us all divided this way. They love it. They're laughing it up. And they don't do that to themselves. Right? Just look at the ones in entertainment that are in the cult. Okay? That you have the political powers, you have the entertainment powers, they're all under the same umbrella, the priests of Baal. And they don't discriminate by color. That's not how they work. See what I'm saying? We need to not let them have that advantage over us. We need to come together based on those who have the Ruach of Yahuah, right? Who fear the Most High and who love Yahusha. That's my brother. That's my sister. The ones who do the will of my Father in the Shemayim. That's it. Simple as that. And it came to pass after Jacob had arisen to go to Aram Naharim, that the Ruach of Rivkah was grieved after her son, and she began weeping. And Yitzhak said, Rivkah, my sister, weep not on account of Jacob, my son, for he is gone in Shalom, and in Shalom will he return. Elyon will guard him from all evil, and will be with him, for he will not forsake him in all of his days. For I know that his ways will be prospered in all things wherever he goes, until he returns in Shalom to us, and we see him in Shalom. Fear not on his account, my sister, for he is on the upright path, and he is a perfect man. He is filled with amunah, and will not perish. Weep not. And Yitzhak comforted Rivkah on account of her son Jacob, and Baruked him. And Jacob went from the well of the oath. That's one of the previous episodes that we just did on this book. Okay, the well of the oath. It is all about the oath between Yahuah and Abraham and his seed, okay? And not all, because we know that there's a distinction in Yaakov being called from the other sons of Abraham, who had 3 wives and very multiple sons, okay? He gave gifts to all the sons and sent them away, except for Yaakov. He gave the inheritance, or Yitzhak, he gave his inheritance. And Yitzhak just passed that on. We saw to Yaakov, Baruk Yahuah. Okay, so Yaakov went away from the well of the oath to go to Haran on the first year of the 2nd week of the 44th Jubilee. So that's what I was telling you about. So if you do 44 times 50, and then you have the 2nd week, which is weeks are 7, and the first year. So if you math all those things up, you're going to get the time that we are beyond creation. Okay, I've pulled up the calculator and done that in past Shabbats. So if you want to know more, go back and watch the videos and you could see. But you could just try to calculate 44 times 50 plus 14 plus 1, whatever that comes out to be. That's where approximately where we are. And he came to Luz on the mountains, that is Bat-al, house of Elohim. Now listen to this. On the new moon of the 1st month. The new moon of the 1st month is a seasonal new moon. It is a high Shabbat, as we say. There's no servile work. There's a Qadash assembly. There's a blow the shupar. And there's an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. That's how we esteem those. 4 times a year. The first one in month 1 is the beginning of spring. Okay? The year starts exactly 364 days, but the start of the spring is going to move around a little bit depending on the sign in the Shemayim, which is the moon. She marks out the seasons, Baruk Yahuah. Is that a question? Oh, you're asking if it's 2253. I don't know, babe. Can you look at that for me? Please, I'm sorry. I don't have my calculator right here. And there's also, just so you guys know, there's dispute about that. Some people argue about whether you times it by 50 or whether you times it by 49, but my understanding is simple this, okay? 49 years, and then the 50th year is the Jubilee year. It is the rest year. So if it says it's the 10th Jubilee, that means it's the 10th of those years of rest for the land and the forgiveness of all debts and all that stuff that we don't, nobody guarding that. Ain't nobody doing that, okay? Just like there isn't really a native-born Yashar'Al right now by definition, because we're cast out of the land and nobody's actually born in the land that fears Yahuwah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you could say that. That's a real general thing. Just make sure you understand the pagan's year is 365 and a quarter, and Yahuwah's is 364. So if you always say April, you're going to always be wrong. You might be right every once in a while, but the best thing to do is go by the moon of the 1st month and know when the first day of the year is. You need to know that. Okay, Baruk Yahuah, that's the first thing I sought from the Father. Okay, that phrase Shemitah has to do with resting the land. Okay, well, in the scripture it's called the Yubalym, right? Spring equinox, no, because that's every 365 and a quarter, so it doesn't obey the 364, so you got to throw it out. You're either going to believe Yahuwah and his word, or you're going to believe what you see in the Shemayim. You got to see with your own eyes to believe. Baruked is he who believes without seeing. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, Baruk Yahuah. The new moon of the 1st month of this week, he came to the place at evening and turned from the way to the west of the road at that night and slept there, for the sun had departed. This very clearly lets you know, too, that once the sun went down, it became night. See what I'm saying? So the morning and the evening are the bookends of the day. Pretty colors in the sky in the morning and in the evening, and that surrounds the day. The night is separate from the day. Separate. No light. Dark. 4 watches. Right? There's not 24 hours in the day. This is another lie of the enemy. There are 12 hours in a day. Baruk Yahuah. Well, that's feast. We're feasting, bro. That's what we're doing, okay? Like, try to take some stuff in. Let's learn. Okay? And he took one of the stones of that place and laid it under a tree that he was journeying alone, and he slept there. And he dreamt that night, and behold, the ladder up out of the earth to the tops of the Shemayim, and behold, angels of Yahuwah ascending and descending upon it, and behold, Yahuwah stood up on it. And he said to Yaakov, I am. That's Ahaya. I am Yahuah. Ahaya Yahuah. You see? Okay? Elohai of Abraham, your father. Elohai of Yitzhak. The land whereon you are sleeping, to you will I give it, to your seed after you, and your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall increase to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south, and in you and in your seed shall all the families of the nations be Baruked. Okay? The land that was promised to Abraham was not a new promise. I hope you understand. It was a renewing of the promise, because after the flood, the sons of Noah cast lots to divide up the lands of the earth. Okay, Japheth got to the area to the north where it's cold, Ham got the area to the south where it's hot, and Sham got the choicest land where it's neither hot nor cold. But the son of Canaan squatted in Sham's land. That's how it became the land of Canaan, because he went there and broke the oath. Yahuwah is only restoring to Abraham what was already his birthright. Baruk Yahuah. Okay? This is meat. And this is not found anywhere in Christianity or anything like that. Okay? Hallelujah. That's Yubalym chapter 8 if you want to go read it, or you can go check out the video that we did on chapter 6 through 10. I can't recall the name of it right now. My mind fails me in my age, I guess. And behold, I will be with you, and I will guard you wherever you go, and I will bring you again to this land in Shalom. For I will not leave you until I do everything that I told you of. You see the promise? So how is it that we continue to find favor even though we're in rebellion and transgression, and he keeps coming and renewing these agreements, renewing, because he's fulfilling his end. He never breaks his end of the agreement, ever. Baruk Yahuah, for his long suffering, for enduring with us in our rebellion, being stiff-necked, hard-hearted, prideful. You see the pride that's out here still? It's gross. It is gross, y'all. Okay? And Yaakov awoke from this dream and said, truly this place is the house of Yahuwah, and I did not know it. And he was afraid. I think that's an awe and a reverence, a type of fear that we're supposed to have. He began to receive this wisdom from on high. You see what I'm saying? Baruk Yahuah. And he said, dreadful is this place, which is none other than the house of Elohim, and this is the gate to the Shemayim. And Yaakov arose early in the dawning, and he took the stone which he had put under his head, and placed it up as a pillar, as a sign. He poured oil upon it, and he called the name of that place Bat-Al, house of Elohim. But the name of that place was Luz at the first. I don't know what that means. In my remembrance, I think of the Spanish word, which is light. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Hey, D. Shalom. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to all you guys that I haven't been able to see and catch. Okay? Baruk Yahuah. And Yaakov vowed a vow unto Yahuwah, saying, I, Yahuwah, will be with me, and I will guard me in the way that I go, and give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in Shalom. And then shall Yahuwah be my Elohim, and this stone which I have placed up as a sign in this place shall be Yahuwah's house. And of all that you give me, I shall give the 10th to you, my Elohim, which is also in line with the order of Malach Zadok, right? To give a 10th of the spoil of what increase we receive from Yahuwah, Baruk Yahuah. Shalom, Robert Hernandez. What's up, Aki? All right, chapter 28. And he went on his journey and came to the land of the east of Laban, the brother of Rivkah. And he was with him and served him for Rachel, his daughter, 1 week. I told you that 7 years, 1 week, okay? And in the first year, the 3rd week, he said unto him, give me now my woman, for whom I have served you these 7 years. And Laban said unto Yaakov, I will give you your woman. And Laban made a feast, and took Leah, his elder daughter, and gave her to Yaakov as a woman, or a shah, a wife, and gave him Zilpah, the handmaid for a handmaid, and Jacob did not know, for he thought that it was Rachel. And he went in unto her, and behold, she was Leah. And Jacob became angry with Laban, and said, Why have you dealt this way with me? Did not I serve you for Rachel, and not Leah? Why have you wronged me? Take your daughter, and I will go, for you have done evil unto me. For Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah. For Leah's eyes were weak, but her form was very handsome. But Rachel had beautiful eyes and a beautiful and very handsome form. And Laban said to Jacob, It is not so done in our country to give the younger before the elder, and it is not right to do this, for thus it has ordained and written on heavenly tablets that no one should give his younger daughter before the elder. Does anyone know where that's written? I would like you to share it with me, and please keep an eye out for that, mahani. Okay, but the elder one goes first, and then the younger to the man, and the man who does so, they bring down guilt against from heaven, and none is righteous that does this thing, for the deed is evil before Yahuwah. In Deuteronomy what? In Deuteronomy what? And command you the children of Yashar'Al that they do not this thing. Let them neither take nor give the younger before they have given the elder, for it is very wicked. And Laban said to Jacob, Let the 7 days of the feast of this one pass by, and I shall give you Rachel, that she may serve me that you may serve me another 7 years. Hang on one second. In the first year, the third week. Okay, it doesn't say when he made that feast. Okay, I just wanted to check. I shall give you Rachel, that you may serve me another 7 years, that you may pasture my sheep, as you had done in former week. And on the day when the 7 days of the feast of Leah had passed, Laban gave Rachel to Jacob, that he might serve him another 7 years. And he gave Rachel Bilhah, the sister of Zilpah, as a handmaid. And he served yet another 7 years for Rachel, for Leah had been given to him for nothing. Yeah, I don't know what chapter either. And I'm not saying that I think it's false at all. I just can't recall where it's written. Mitzrayim, I shall say Mitzrayim. I know she's trying to tell me something. Or at least I believe she is. Let me put this up here. I'm going to try to get myself out the way. Okay, I want you guys to be able to look at this for a little bit of reference and understanding right now. And Yahuwah opened the womb of Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a son, and he called his name Reuben. So Reuben is the oldest one. I don't mean nothing against anybody, but I see people coming out here trying to say that Judah is the elder, and I don't know where they get that from. Okay? The firstborn is Reuben. Not that I'm saying it matters. I'm just saying that the truth is what matters. You know what I mean? Baruk Yahuah. Oh, thank you for bringing that out. I appreciate that. That looks like a Yiddish word that you wrote right there. Do you go to yeshiva? What is that? There's no E, there's no V, there's no I. That is a I don't even know what to call that. Yiddish. Okay. Yahuwah opened the womb of Leah. She conceived and bore Reuben on the 14th day of the 9th month in the first year of the 3rd week. But the womb of Rachel was closed, for Yahuwah saw that Leah was hated and Rachel loved. So Yahuwah has a reason, a purpose in everything that he does. Baruk Yahuwah. And again, Jacob went into Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a second son, and called his name Shamyan. Okay, that's who the father told me. 21st, 10th month. Let me just check something really quick on my calendar. Okay, nope, that's all right, nothing there. And in the 3rd year of this week. So we're starting to get laid out all the sons of Yashar'Al here. Okay? And again, Jacob went in unto Leah, and she conceived and bore him a 3rd son, and called his name Louis. Now this one's on a Moedim, in the new moon of the 1st month on the 6th year. So that is a feast unto Yahuwah, a new moon day. That is the beginning of spring. Okay, so Louis was born on this new moon feast, or at the time of this feast. And again, Yaakov went in unto her, and she conceived and bore him a fourth son, and called his name Yehuda, on the 15th of the third month. You guys know what the 15th of the third month is? I'm going to show you. Bear with me. I got to try to do this with one hand. You ever try to do pinch to zoom with one hand? Okay, so that's the 10th month. Let me bounce up here to the 3rd. Okay, you guys, right here. This is the 15th day. Guess what? It just so happened that earlier this year, it was actually a full moon on that feast as well. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, but that's Shabuot. So guess what? Yehuda was born on the 15th of the 3rd month, which is, like I said, a Moedim. Okay? Baruk Yahuah. Let me see if I can get my background. Oh, I was supposed to get myself out the way. Sorry guys, a little bit technical things. Okay, there we go. Let's continue. And on account of all, Rachel envied Leah, for she did not bear. And she said to Yaakov, give me children. And Yaakov said, have I withheld from you the fruits of your womb? Have I forsaken you? He's like saying, hey, it's not up to me. I have been with you. Okay? And when Rachel saw that Leah had borne 4 sons to Yaakov, Reuben, Shamayan, Lawi, Yahudah, she said unto him, go into Bilhah, my handmaid, and she will conceive and bear a son unto you. And she gave Bilhah the handmaid to be his woman, and he went in unto her, and she conceived and bore him a son, and called his name. Does anyone know what it is? My Shah knows, and my Shah's going to say it real fast, and then I'm going to be like, that's our forefather. This is our heritage. This is our lineage, family. That's right. Okay? Guess which son it was that was born unto the handmaid? I see you there, baby. You know, don't you? Come on, family. Do you guys know? It's actually right there on the screen in front of you, too. Baruk Yahuah. What was the... Dan. That's right, family. And guess what? You don't see Dan in Revelation, do you? Yeah, that tribe seemed to align itself with the enemy very intimately. So in the 9th of the 6th month, on the 9th of the 6th month, I'm just going to take a look at that really quick. I do not believe that is a Moedim. It is not. Okay. In the 6th year of the 3rd week, and Yaakov went in again unto Bilhah a second time, and she conceived and bore Yaakov another son, and Rachel called his name Naphtali, on the 5th of the 7th month in the 2nd year. The 7th month. That actually could have been on a new moon day, because it's very easy for the moon to be full on different days within the months. So I think it's very possible too that Naphtali was born on a Moedim of the 5th day of the 7th month, possibly a new moon day. I don't know for sure, but I've seen this a lot in Yubalym, and I know that Yahuah is always doing things on his Moedim. So different people are born, or patriarchs are commanded to go here or go there, or build an ark, even different things like that. Okay. And when Leah saw that she had become sterile and did not bear, she was envious of Rachel. She also gave her handmaid Zilpah to Yaakov to be his Ashah. And she conceived and bore a son, and Leah called his name, there's the one, Gad. Okay? On the 12th of the 8th month in the 3rd year. So in the 8th month, the 12th of the 8th month, I don't believe is a Moedim either. Okay, and he went in again unto her, and she conceived and bore him a second son, and Leah called his name Ashar, on the 2nd of the 11th month in the 5th year. Just double checking on the calendar. Nope. Okay, we're clear. And Yaakov went in unto Leah, and she conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Yashakar, on the 4th of the 5th month. In the 4th year of the 4th week, she gave him to nurse. And Yaakov went in again unto her, and she conceived and bore 2 children, a son and a daughter. And she called the name of the son Zebulun, and the name of the daughter Dinah. In the 7th of the 7th month, this is also a Moedim, 7th of the 7th month, and it's also Shabbat. Okay? Shabbat. Okay? So if you look at like 1, 7, I want to say 10 possibly. Yep. Let me see. So you would have first month, 30 days, 30, 31, then go to 30 again. So the 4th, 1, 4, 7, 10. The Shabbat days in those months does go 7, 14, 21, 28. Like a lot of these people who follow the moon try to say it does that on every single month, but it doesn't. Okay? Baruk Yahuah. The length of the month is determined by scripture. It's 30, 30, 31. And then it repeats 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31. That's how we know how long months are. We count our days. Baruk Yahuah. And Yahuah was, let's see, this would be, gave favor to Rachel and opened up her womb, and she conceived and bore a son and called his name Yosef. This is on the new moon of the 4th month, which is a high Moedim, which is a new moon day, which is the marker for the beginning of summer. Okay, in the 6th year of the 4th week. And in the days when Yaakov was born, Yaakov said to Laban, "Give me my Yashar'Al and sons, and let me go to my father Yitzhak, and let me make a house. For I have completed the years in which I have served you for your 2 daughters, and I will go to the house of my father." And Laban said to Yaakov, "Tarry with me more for your wages, and pasture my flock again, and then take your wages." And they agreed with one another that he should give him as his wages those of the lambs and goats which were born black and spotted and white. Those were to be his wages. And all the sheep brought forth spotted and speckled and black, variously marked. And they brought forth again lambs like themselves, and all that were spotted were Yaakov's, and those which were not belonged to Laban. And Yaakov's possession multiplied, exceeding, and he possessed oxen and sheep and asses and camels and manservants and maidservants. And Laban and his sons envied Yaakov. And Laban took back his sheep from him. Remember what Yahuwah said he would do to those who curse him, right? And those who Baruk him. Baruk Yahuwah. Chapter 29, and it came to pass when Rachel had borne Yosef that Laban went to shear the sheep, for they were distant from him a 3 days' journey. Yaakov saw that Laban was going to shear his sheep, and Yaakov called Leah and Rachel and spoke to them kindly that they should come with him to the land of Canaan. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream, even all that he had spoken unto him, that he should return unto his father's house. And they said, "To every place whither you go, we will go with you." And Yaakov Baruk Elohim of Yitzhak his father, and Elohim of Abraham his father's father. And he arose and mounted up his Yashar'Al and children, taking all of his possessions. And listen to this, crossing over the river, like Abrim, like crossed over people, Baruk Yahuwah, and came to the land of Gilead. And Yaakov hid his intentions from Laban and would not tell him. And in the 7th year, the 4th week, Yaakov turned his face towards Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st thereof. And Laban pursued after him and overtook Yaakov in the mountain of Gilead on the 3rd month and in the 15th thereof. So understand this, you guys, again. The first thing they gave us was the 21st of the first month, which very, very likely could have been, like I said, the new moon day for the first month, which is the beginning of spring. And then it also says that he overtook him in the third month on the 13th day. So that's only 2 days before Shabuot, okay? For he appeared to him in a dream by night, and Laban spoke to Yaakov. And on the 15th of those days, which is the Shabuot, Yaakov made a feast for Laban and for all who came with him. And Yaakov swore to Laban that day, and Laban also to Yaakov, that neither should cross the mountain Gilead to the other with an evil purpose. And he made there a heap for a witness, wherewith the name of that place is called the heap of witness, after this heap. But before they used to call the land of Gilead the land of the Rephaim, for it was there land of the Rephaim, and the Rephaim were born there. Rephaim, whose height was 10, 9, 8, and 7 cubits. And their habitation was from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Carmel, and the seats of their kingdom were Kirathim and Ashtaroth and Erdi and Mesur and Ba'an. Okay, I wanted to say something. So I wanted to tell you guys something that you probably heard before. Shah says often. Okay, so if you remember Mount Carmel, it just mentioned right here in the scripture, where the fallen angels entered into their oath, their agreement to conspire together to go into the daughters of man, right? And so it seems to be affiliated or associated with the word harmony, because they conspired together to do this thing, right? Maybe that's even like the second worldwide conspiracy, because obviously they conspired together against Yahuwah, and they also conspired together to do this transgression. So very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Canaanites were originally sons of Ham, so I mean, not to say that we know for sure one way or the other about all that. People get really fixated on the flesh, man. But I think that's because they're not in the Ruach, to be honest with you. And Yahuwah destroyed them because of the evil of their deeds, for they were very malignant. And the Amorim dwelt in their stead, wicked and full of transgression. There are no people today who have wrought the complete transgressions, as they have no longer length of life on the earth. There's a couple unclean words here, so I'm trying to clean up the speech. Wicked and transgress filled. There are no people today who have wrought the complete of all their transgressions, and they have no longer length of life on the earth. And Jacob sent away Laban, and he departed into Aram Naharim, the land of the east, and Jacob returned to the land of Gilead. You know, you want to be shocked? Go look up the etymology of the word G-O-O-D. It's literally the Norse G-O-D. So it's a name of a foreign mighty one. So you better learn to say Taub. Or something like that. Maybe great sometimes, you know. But yeah, we got a lot of unclean. We need to get these unclean words out of our mouths, y'all. And I'm stumbling very often on one that's called S-E-T, which you probably know is one of the four mighty ones out of Egypt, or Mitzrayim. S-E-T. Shah is catching me all the time. Not S-E-T, not S-E-T. I'm like, oh, sorry. Ugh. And I keep on stumbling with that one. It really does give me trouble. Abba, help me. All right. He passed over the Yabak in the 9th month on the 11th thereof. So 9th month. Okay, just wanted to double check on our Moedims. And on that day Esau his brother came, and he was reconciled to him, and departed from him unto the land of Seir, but Yaakov dwelt in tents. There's actually it's an interesting thing too, kind of like Rachel had said, that after enough time goes by, then you could return after your brother has forgotten. And there was like reconciliation that happened too, right? Between Jacob and Esau, or Yaakov and Esau. And in the first year of the 5th week in this Jubilee, he crossed over the Yarden, dwelt beyond the Yarden, and he pastured his sheep from the sea of the heap unto Bet Sha'an, and unto Dothan, and unto the forest of Maalah Arabakim. So I know that a lot of the words that are written in here are not actually the true letters. I'm just doing my best with the pronunciation, so please have understanding. And he sent to his father Yatzak of all his substance, clothing, food, meat, drink, milk, butter, cheese, dates of the valley. And to his mother Rivka also 4 times a year, between the times of the months, between the plowing and the reaping, and between the autumn and the rain, the seasons between the winter and the spring, the Tower of Abraham. Okay. Get this. 4 times a year, he would send gifts to his mother and father on the 4 seasonal Moedims. It just told you, right? Plant time, harvest time, autumn time, 4 times a year. Those are the 4 seasonal new moons, that a lot of these things keep happening on the same Moedim. For Yatzak had returned from the well of the oath, and gone up to the tower of his father Abraham, and he dwelt these apart from his son Esau. For in the day when Yaakov went to Aram Naharim, Esau took to himself an Asha Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmaelites, and he gathered together all the flocks of his father and his woman, and went up and dwelt at Mount Seir, and left Yatzak his father at the well of the oath alone. And Yatzak went up from there, from the well of the oath, and dwelt in the tower of Abraham his father, in the mountain of Hebron. And thither Yaakov sent all that he did send to his father and his mother from time to time, all they needed. And they Baruk Yaakov with all their heart and with all their soul. Now we read about the things that these guys do. Abraham, Yatzak, Yaakov, Qadash. Chapter 30, this is our last chapter, okay, family? For this week. We've already been on here for quite a while. And in the first year, in the 6th week, he went up to Shalum, the east of Shechem, in Shalum, in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dinah. Okay, now this, you guys remember Dinah, the daughter that was born on the 7th of the 7th month? She was born on this Moedim. The daughter of Yaakov, into the house of Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivi, the prince of the land, and he lay with her and defiled her. And she was a little girl, 12 years old. He besought his father and his brothers that they might be given to him to be his Asha. So not only did he do that, then he asked for her hand in marriage. And Yaakov and his sons were wroth because of these Shechem, the men or the males of Shechem, for they had defiled their sister Dinah. And they spoke to them with evil intent, and dealt deceitfully with them, and beguiled them. So they were also rude and deceiving and all this as well. Baruk Yahuah. Shamyan and Louis came unexpectedly to Shechem to execute judgment on all the males of Shechem, slaying all who they found there, leaving not a single one to remain. They slew all in torments because they had dishonored the sister Dinah. And thus let it not again be done. From henceforth the daughters of Yashar'Al be defiled. For judgment is ordained in the Shemayim against them, that they should destroy with the sword all of the Shechemaim or Shechemites, because they had wrought shame in Yashar'Al. Listen to this. Yahuwah delivered them into the hands of the sons of Yaakov that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment upon them, that it might not thus again be done in Yashar'Al, that a virgin of Yashar'Al shall be thus defiled. And if there is any man who wishes in Yashar'Al to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is of the seed of the other nations, he shall surely die. And they shall stone him with stones, for he has wrought shame in Yashar'Al. I want to just, like, these other nations that are an issue that came into the land that had to be rooted out and eradicated, they were mixing themselves with the fallen angels, and that's why they had all these giants and all these, all this stuff, okay? You need to understand that the Father wanted to remove all of the abominations, to root it out completely, okay? They shall use fire because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father. She shall be rooted out of Yashar'Al. So even the one who laid with them. And let not an adulteress or any uncleanness be found in Yashar'Al throughout all the days of the generations of the earth, for Yashar'Al is Qadash unto Yahuwah. Every man who has defiled it shall be unalive. They shall stone them with stones. They shall stone him with stones, for thus has it been ordained and written in heavenly tablets regarding all the seed of Yashar'Al. He who defiles it shall surely be unalive, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this Thurah there is no limit of days, and no remission nor any atonement. But the man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out in the midst of Yashar'Al, because he has given of his own seed unto Molech. Dang, serious stuff. And wrought impiously so as to defile it. And do you, now we're coming back to Masha, Mount Sinai. He's with the Kadash Malakim. Do you, Masha, command the children of Yashar'Al and exhort them not to give their daughters to the other nations, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the other nations, for this is an abomination before Yahuwah. For this reason I have written for you in the words of the Thurah all the deeds of the Shechemites which they wrought against Dinah, and how the sons of Yaakov spoke, saying, we will not give our daughters to a man who is uncircumcised, for that we are a reproach unto us. And it is a reproach to Yashar'Al, to those who live, and to those that take the daughters of the other nations, for this is an unclean and an abomination unto Yashar'Al. And Yashar'Al will not be free from this uncleanness, if it has a woman of the daughters of the other nations, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of the other nations. For there will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse will come, if he does this thing, or hides his eyes from those who commit uncleanness, or those who defile the sanctuary of Yahuwah, or those who profane his Qadashayam, his righteous name. Then will the whole nation together be judged for all the uncleanness and profaneness of this man. And there will be no respecter of persons, and no considerations of persons, and no receiving at the hands the fruits and offerings, and the sending smoke offering and fat of the fragrance and sweet savor, so as to accept it. And so fare every man and woman in Yashar'Al who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason I have commanded you, saying, testify this testimony to Yashar'Al. See how the Shechamim fared, and their sons, how they were delivered into the hands of the two sons of Yaakov, and they slew them under tortures, and it was reckoned unto them for righteousness. Did you hear what I just said? And it was written down to them for righteousness. The seed of Lawi was given the priesthood, to be the Levitical priesthood, that they might minister before Yahuwah as we continually, and that Lawi and his sons may be Baruked forever, for he was zealous to execute this righteous judgment and vengeance on all those who arose against Yashar'Al. They were stirred up to do this thing by Yahuwah, and they were obedient and did it. and it was favored by the Most High. You need to understand. You need to understand these things about Yahuwah. He is Qadash, 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 righteous. Okay? Absolutely. He doesn't just wink at transgression, you know what I mean? Everything must be atoned for. Okay? And so they inscribe as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets, Barukah, righteousness before Elohim of all. And we remember the righteousness which the man fulfilled during his life at all periods of the year, until 1,000 generations they will record it, and it will come to him and to his descendants after him, as he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets, a friend and a righteous man. All this account I have written for you, and have commanded you to say unto the children of Yashar'Al that they should not commit chata, nor transgress the ordinances, nor break the agreement which has been ordained for them, but that they should complete it and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress and work this uncleanness in every way, they will be recorded on heavenly tablets as adversaries. So here you go. You're a son, say, of the Levi. Okay? It just says right here, if you will fulfill all that is commanded, you'll be recorded as a friend. But if you will transgress, you will be recorded as an adversary. So make sure you understand that the Father is not a respecter of persons, and just because you're a son of this or that, it doesn't mean that you just get a free pass, bro. You better freaking obey. You better submit, okay? Because it's going to be recorded whether you be a friend or adversary based on what you do guarding these commandments. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, Baruk Yahuah. And they will be destroyed out of the Sefer of life. You'll be removed, blotted out. You want to be wicked? You want to transgress? Right? You want to have hatred in your heart for your brother? You want to call something unclean that the Most High Yah has called clean? That's transgression. See what I'm saying? So you do that, boom, destroyed out of the Sefer of life. And they will be recorded in the Sefer of those who will be destroyed, with those who will be rooted out of the earth. This is actually a reference to Proverbs chapter 2 and 22, and I do want to go there. Bear with me. Sorry that we got a late start today, you guys, okay? Proverbs chapter 2, verse 22 says, "But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressor shall be rooted out of it." Period. Exclamation. Okay? For real. I'm serious. Okay. There's only a little bit left. "And on the day when the sons of Yaakov slew Shechem, a writing was recorded in their favor in the Shemayim, that they had executed righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the transgressors, and it was written for a Barukah. And they brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem, which they had taken captive, everything that was in Shechem, sheep, ox, ass, all the wealth, all the flocks, bringing them all unto Yaakov their father. And he reproached them because they had put the city to sword, for he was fearful of those who dwelt in the land, of the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And the dread of Yahuwah was upon all the cities which were round about Shechem, that they did not rise up to pursue after the sons of Yaakov, because Yahuwah brought terror upon them." Baruk Yahuwah. Hallelujah. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, I guess we could say there's a time for everything under the sun, right? And if they were called to go and do that thing, and they faithfully obeyed, and they did it, and it was counted as righteousness, right? And then he put his hand of protection over them after that, right? Not forever, obviously. All right, so that completes the scriptures that we had for this week for the book of Yubalym. Thank you guys, everyone who came by, and I want to give an opportunity if anybody had any questions or anything to do my best to try to answer those. Is it to pursue, to follow, or to hunt down? Is what to pursue? And I'm sorry, I don't understand your cursive tonic. I don't understand your question, or are you talking to somebody else? Obey and believe. That's right, Cello. Baruk Yahuah. Welcome in. Welcome in. Never seen you here before. I'm apologizing if I missed you. I know I missed a lot of things in the chat because I got my face down in here in these scripts. To pursue Yahuwah. You can't hunt Yahuwah. Is that what you're asking me? Pursue Yahuwah would be to obey him, to guard his commandments, and to trust and believe in him with your whole heart, mind, soul, strength. That is the type of pursuit we're talking about. I have a question. Where does Ephraim come from? Ephraim is one of the sons of Joseph. And we're going to get to that too in here. I believe it comes up a little bit later on because Yaakov does a switcheroo thing with the Baruked. So this, the boom, I'm missing what? The name. So this, the boom, I'm missing what's the name? The name of the Most High? Yahuwah. Yad-He Uah-He. And the Son comes in the name of the Father. Yahusha. Yahuah. Yahusha. Ahaya. You see the Yah always there? Some people say that you can't say that name, but it's actually written in the scriptures. And it's also, almost all these prophets come in the name of Yah. Right? I don't have great command of all of them off the top of my head, but you have like Yeshiyahu, Yarmiyahu, Yazakayal. Let's see. Safanyahu, Mikiyah, Obadiyahu, so on and so forth. Yahudith. Thank you for that question. Great question. Oh, dang. 17 new questions. You're welcome. I know Titus 3:9 and 1 Timothy 1:4, but curious. I'm way behind you guys, huh? I'm so sorry. I know that my Yashar'Al probably answering a lot of questions too. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you, honey. So, can I just also say something I feel led to say? Like, please, everybody just discern, go to the Father, your own self. I don't believe that we're in a season now where we can trust all the things that we purchase in the marketplace, that they be clean, Qadash. Doesn't matter necessarily what the label says. We've been doing everything that we can to buy local, grass-fed, free-range. I even stopped buying meat from a company that's initials are BB. You might have heard of them, or my Yashar'Al can write it in the chat, because I emailed them and asked them if any of the animals get the snake bite, and you know their basic answer was, yeah, because that's all government approved and whatnot. And I said, yeah, we're canceling our membership. I've been a member there probably, I don't even know, you guys, maybe 7 years, 8 years, like that. I'm not doing no more. So found some chickens that are just local farm, pasture raised, grass fed. They don't have any of the abomination in there, and praise Yah for that. You don't know what the snake bite is? Well, I'm not going to be tempted to speak about it right here, so I'll tell you that. But when a snake bites you, it puts poison into you. It's a venom, poisonous abomination. So we don't, you know, that wouldn't be something that we should voluntarily do to this creation that Yahuwah made. Okay, this temple houses the Ruach of Yahuwah, and you don't defile it. And Father went to great lengths to teach us the things that are clean and the things that are unclean. And I've done my due diligence and researched ingredients, and so I know very well what's in there. And I would like it to... Have you ever seen, like in cartoons, they would have a wicked witch and she'd be there with a big pot stirring it? My pretty. And she's got to put a little rat tail and a little toad toe or whatever. You got to put some swine's flesh in there. You know, any kind of abomination she could throw in there, she puts it in there. It's like that. What if someone ate it? What if someone ate what? Oh no, I just was recalling the imagery that they use. I'm not necessarily saying, is a toad clean? I don't know, I'd have to go to my Yasha on that one really quick. She helps me a lot with that. Honey, is a toad clean? Not sure. There are some things that are clean. She said no. There are some things that are clean that I wouldn't think would be clean, like different types of maybe grasshoppers and crickets and things, but some of those are Qadash and clean. You can go to Leviticus, I believe chapter 23, to get more understanding of what's clean and what's not. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, I will never say that Yahuwah cannot save. That's for darn sure. You know? I definitely believe that he can, and I mean there's room for repentance of even the greatest transgression. You know what I mean? Just so you know, my understanding, I'll give you a little bit, when it comes to a mark of a beast, it is the opposite of the mark of Yahuwah. The mark of Yahuwah is the right hand and forehead. I pointed to the forehead and said right hand. Right hand, forehead. This is to have the mind of HaMashiach. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay? And this is your works. What you do. Righteous works of Yahuwah. Right? So, in order for that to happen, you do need to be indwelt with His Ruach. Right? And that is a seal for us. The Ruach seals us. Walking in His Moedim, the Shabbat. Okay? Saying a way to show that we are His. So this is going to be the counterfeit of the beast. Do you have the mind of the beast? Do you think like the world? Right? Do you make excuses for breaking commandments? Do you say, oh, that's okay, that's not a big deal because, you know, you're compromised? And then the works of the world, do you do the works of the beast? So think about that. Because everyone's marked, really. It's really like a spiritual manifestation. You have a physical mark, I'm sure. But you're actually marked in the Ruach first. Right? You're marked in the Spirit first. So when it says right hand and forehead, it goes back to Torah in Deuteronomy when it tells you to teach your child the way that they shall go, that they may not depart from it. When they rise up, when they lie down, when they walk about the way. Put it as a doorpost on your house and on the lintel of your door and all these things. Okay? And what is it? His commandments, amunah, and obedience to Yahuwah, the works of Yahuwah, righteous works, righteous deeds, known by your fruits. It's really not complicated. Christianity is what causes all the confusion. See what I'm saying? So it's actually really simple if you understand Torah. If you understand Torah, then you can understand Hazun. Hazun is a revelation, but Hazun, everything in it is from prophecy. I mean, it's from the prophets. All of it. Right? Baruk Yahuah. Maybe I'll get into that sometime soon, but there's other things that the Father's called me to right now. What if all the Trinity of the Aramaic religions is a machine? I don't know, man. That don't even make no sense to me, bro. What you talking about? First of all, the Trinity comes from Babylon. Okay? You need to understand that. There's a thing that they observe in the fertility cults, in the mother, father, the child reunion, the mother-child reunion. Do you know about Osiris? Do you know about the phallic? Do you know about how he was cut into different pieces and moved around the earth? Do you know when they inaugurate the president on January 20th, there's a dome that represents a womb and an obelisk which represents a male genitalia, and that they're wanting the spirit of their leader to come into that man, that he can become the leader of the world, that the eye can be placed atop the capstone of the pyramid, because the whole beast system is in place. It's already there. It's all established. As soon as the hand of the restrainer is removed, then the son of perdition will be revealed. Jesus is a very unclean word. You should not speak it. Set is the name of a four mighty one out of Egypt. Very easy to look that up. You shall not have the names of four mighty ones upon your lips. Don't say those things. Jesus just means Hail Zeus. The letter J is from 1600. It's not even like a real letter. It's not. Okay? And by the way, Hamashiach is Yahusha. And he came in the name of the Father, Yahuah. And he didn't come to abolish the law and the prophets, by no means, but to fulfill, because he walked in perfect righteousness, obeying all the commandments. When he showed up to Jerusalem, it was the 10th day of the first month. In the Torah it says, get you the lamb for the Pesach at that time. Jerusalem received the lamb from Elohim on the 10th day of the first month, fulfilling Torah perfectly. He willingly laid down his life at the evening of the 14th. Some people think that he had the Passover in the upper room at the Last Supper. That's a lie. That was a preparation meal. That was where they were going to have the Pesach. It lasts a whole week. When he gave up the ghost and laid down his life, it was the evening of the 14th day. That is the Pesach. He is the Pesach. Baruk Yahuah. I'm telling you the truth. Yep. The reason why Miriam didn't go to the tomb the very next day is because that was a high Shabbat, the first day of unleavened bread, and they're not even supposed to go exchange in the marketplace. You're not supposed to travel. You're not supposed to do any servile work. Nothing like that. Numerologist? No, not at all. I'm telling you about Moedim, which means times, which means calendar. Because Yahuwah does things on his Moedim. You're kind of being a smart aleck, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm going to keep my eye on you. Not even cook. Yeah, I don't know. So where does that come from? I think that comes from traditions of man. I think. I'm not sure. There's a thing with kindle a fire. I made a video. So the word kindle is an English word. And when I went through and looked at all the times that word is used in the scripture, I came back with about 5 different Abrit words that they just translated into one word called kindle. Okay, if you already have all the sticks and you already had a fire going, you just added a few sticks onto it, that's not kindling a fire, not by my understanding. Okay, that would be gathering up the wood, and that would be like actually doing the work to start a fire. You're an etymologist. I think you're a failed comedian. You might search for a denser audience. People in here just aren't foolish. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, I think that completes it, guys. Yeah, there's a different thing we can maybe talk about another time, because a lot of people actually had a type of fire that would be inside their residence where they would keep different foods warm and keep things going, and they could just add a little bit to it and stuff like that. It could also be translated as not starting a fight. Absolutely, I could see that for sure. But the thing is, you wouldn't withhold doing a righteous deed on that day, right? You rescue an animal from a pit. Would you go to blows to protect a woman? I would. The English word that's for Baruk is actually a curse. It's B-L-E-S-S. If you look up the etymology, it means to sprinkle swine's blood on a pagan altar. So you might want to stick with Baruk. Are you trying to say Barack like Barack Obama, lightning fall from heaven, that kind of thing? I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. But I would say Baruk. So you think it's funny to curse me? I don't know who this guy is. That's an interesting picture that you have of yourself there. Oh, you misspelled? Okay, no worries. Did I answer your question? P-O-T-U-S. President of the United States? Huh? Alright guys, check out the YouTube channel if you are led. Watch the playlist on Yubalym if you want to get caught up on this series. There's also a calendars playlist if you want to know more about the calendar. You can also email me and I'll send you a free copy of the calendar. I have a Trump playlist if you're interested in that. There's also another one too that's called Sefer Readings. If you ever just want to listen to the scriptures being read, you could do that. I do not use Chanuk Zadok calendar anymore. I used to, but there are errors with it, so I don't use it. But it helped me in my understanding a lot, actually. Can't find my email, so go to my bio, and then there's a linked tree right there. Or go also to the YouTube channel, the same name, Qadashayam of Yasharal. I know it's kind of a tongue twister for us, but in the description of every video is my email there. The word Hebrew is a Latin word from the 1600s, and Latin is the Romance language, which is just a cursed tongue of Rome, is really all it is demonically inspired. The Queen of England soothsayer received it backwards as scrying in water, which is demonic. The calendar that I use is the one that I was showing earlier, the one that I will email you if you email me. It's actually been quite a journey that the Father gave me, revealing to me when the first of Abib was, so I can count out all the days. It's 364 days perfectly, 52 weeks, which is 52 Shabbats, by the way. And yeah, it's been a tremendous Baruk, so Hallelujah Yahuah. Really, I used that in water. Oh, this dude is cool. I'm listening. What? Talking about. Alright. Shalom, Mishpaka. Baruka and Ahaba and Yahuah. Shalom. Damon, my honor. It's great to see you, Aki. May Yahuwah Baruk you. Bye, baby. See you soon. Thank you for the time. It's my honor. Thank you guys. Please check out the videos and share them. I would really appreciate that, okay? There's a lot of things that a lot of people need to hear, and most of them aren't listening. Shalom, Sarah. See you there too. All praises. That's right. Rumamu Yahusha. Shalom. Oh, wait. You said wait. What? I'll wait. What is it? You got one last question? Thank you guys for all the likes too, and for the gifts and all the things. Appreciate it. Ooh, yeah, no, don't say that. So I'll show you something real quick. And you can go research this out on your own if you don't believe me. Okay, because you might not. But this is the name for a Canaanite deity. Okay, this letter E does not exist in Abrit. But what does belong there is an A, because it's Aleph Lamed. Aleph is like the sound Abba. So if you want to know how to write it, it's this right here. You see? Dang, I'm flickering again, baby. Y-A-S-H-A-R-A-L. Yashar'Al. And I'll show you from the scripture. Okay? This word appears in the scripture 2,458 times, I'm thinking, approximately. Yod, Shin, Rash, Aleph, Lamed. See these last two? Aleph, Lamed? This is all, like Almighty. Elohim. Okay? So this is Yashar'Al. Yashar'Al. Capitalized the letters. Yod, it makes a Y sound. Shin makes a SH sound. Rash makes a R. Aleph makes a A. Lamed makes a L. Okay, these little ones are for the transliterations of the sounds. Yashar'Al. That's what we're called. Baruk Yahuah. Alright, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you guys. You know, may the Father Baruk you guys. Hope you guys know that is a very, very late hour. Okay? The enemy is exceeding, ravenous, devourous. Oh, that's funny. And I do believe that a very important time is coming up at the inauguration. So please go check out the Trump video, Trump playlist, excuse me, and watch the video called Inauguration, so you can understand what that word really actually means. All right? Much love. Shalom. By the power and will of Yahuah, Yahusha, the Messiah, the one who we love him because he first loved us, right? Because while we were yet enemies at enmity with the Most High, he humbled himself, he took on flesh, he took on the role of a servant, he lived a perfect, righteous, or Qadash life. He willingly laid his life down, no one took it from him. He bore our iniquities on his body.
He was impaled on a tree.
He was in the tomb 3 days, and he rose again in power, in sovereignty, in majesty, in all esteem. All esteem Yahusha. Yahusha comes in the name of the Father Yahuah. Baruked is he who comes in the name of the Most High.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll also find the email in the description of all YouTube videos. So send us a message, a praise report, a prayer request. Much love.